Okay, now we're going to hit the dashboard feature of the Slimdoggy app. Go to the navigation panel, tap on my dashboard, and up comes this nice colored page, which will give you a snapshot of where your dog's at, whether they're over or underweight, your feeding plan, whether it's to lose or gain weight. You can see by the graph how many calories your dog's burning each day, what you're feeding them, and what their target feeding is. We'll come back to that target in just a minute. You can see in the chart in the middle, given the parameters, how long it might take for your dog to reach their weight loss goal, and that's based on the different calories in each of the possible plans. And then the inputs that you first saw when you set up your dog are also here, and this is where you need to come to on a regular basis, probably every 2-3 weeks, to input and update their weight, and maybe if their target weight changes as well. So as your dog weight is changing, you need to make sure that you update it here so that we are accurately reflecting that in the calorie calculations and the feeding plans that we recommend. When you first set up your dog, you also signified in the application the activity level, whether it was light or high intensity. If that changes, you need to update it here, just selecting on the proper value. Same with the time. If you're exercising them more or less than you initially thought, update that right here. Make sure you keep that up to date, because that's going to have an impact on the calorie estimates that we make. Just a quick note, if you are using the daily activity tracker, either through the GPS system or by selecting a specific activity, those values will override the estimates from these inputs. So we use these to set up the scenarios, and then the more specific you want to be by tracking specific activities each day, the more accurate will be the calculations. Okay, the scenarios up top, if you tap on one of those, you will notice that the graph changes a bit. So I just hit the fast scenario. For an overweight dog, that means we're going to feed them less calories. And watch what happens as I move to moderate. You can see that our daily feeding target goes up. And then, of course, the slow is the slowest weight change scenario. And in this case, you can see that you're almost feeding what they're burning today. So that's how that works. These are veterinarian recommended protocols. In terms of weight change, you do not want to feed too little and starve your dog to death, because they'll lose muscle tone. And conversely, if they're underweight, you don't want to just feed them everything and have them put on a bunch of fat. You want it to be quality muscular tissue. So that's how that works. Come back here, like I said, every 2 to 4 weeks, update the weight, and if you're not using the daily activity tracker, update your activities if those changed, just so that we have a really good sense and can keep recommending the proper amounts of calories that your dog burns each day. That's it. When you're done, you can just tap and go back to any other place on the application.